Hey guys, welcome to my Oblivion Game Informer reading. This was published in like 2006 or whatever. Oh, it was released in winter of 2005. So, page one, starts out, it says, Bethesda Softworks is a company well known to fans of the role playing genre. It's long. So, before I continue reading, obviously, I played Oblivion as like a new game on the Xbox 360. At Barnes and Noble, I was reading all about it in the book magazines and stuff. So yeah, before I read some more, I thought it was pretty cool that Clockwork City is actually a DLC in Elder Scrolls Online. Um, but in Morrowind, that was part of like the Tribunal DLC, and you actually had to be like a super high level to do it. And ESO, you could just team deathmatch level really quickly. Almalexia and Swift the Seal were really cool characters in Morrowind. And you factor in like Dagather has a huge robot too, and to make your True Flame sword, you have to gather specific parts like oil and such to make the True Flame sword, which you need to fight Almalexia. So yeah, either you beat Almalexia or Auriel Septim and Martin Septim are getting mixed up, and yeah, you see this. You see the Akatosh, the dragon, fight Mehrunes Dagon. I mean, obviously they built the dragons, so exciting series. All right, so Bethesda Softworks is a company well known to fans of the role playing genre. Its long running Elder Scrolls series won legions of followers on PC, garnering critical acclaim and winning scores of awards. With The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind, Bethesda introduced the series to the Xbox, resulting in the first hit role playing game on the console. Now, the independent minded company is taking the series into bold new territory. Another Elder Scrolls game for the Xbox would be a surefire moneymaker, but Bethesda has far loftier goals. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is on its way, and it's being developed for next generation consoles. Once the gaming world sees what it has in store, Bethesda will be the developer everyone, not just the RPG fans, will be talking about. The next generation, as most gaming fans know, refers to the upcoming consoles currently known as Microsoft's Xbox 2, also referred by the codename Xenon, Sony's PlayStation 3, and the Nintendo Revolution. Officially, Oblivion is scheduled for PC and unspecified next generation consoles. Bethesda is unable to formally confirm which platforms the game will be released on. There is enough evidence out there to support an educated guess about which consoles it will come to, but we don't need it. We can confirm a shadow of a doubt that Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is coming to the Xbox too. Barring any sort of exclusivity deal that may pop up between now and the game's release, it's also coming to PlayStation 3. It looks like Xbox got that exclusivity deal. We can guarantee here, which is probably why it came to Steam so quick. You can't let all these brands leave PlayStation. The start of next generation gaming. Yeah, Bethesda made The Evil Within, which was really impressive as an offshoot of the Resident Evil series. They made tons of games that I can't remember. While many of the details about the actual consoles remain secret, Bethesda's executive producer, Todd Howard, was surprisingly forthcoming about the new Elder Scrolls project. He walked us through Bethesda's goals for the title and the technology used to create it, and revealed to us the game's absolutely stunning visuals. One look at Oblivion will shatter your conceptions about what is possible in a video game. Every shot on these pages is real. Nothing has been retouched or altered. This is what the game on the Xbox 2 will look like, as the PS3 development tools have yet to make it into the US. It is still unknown what exactly that system will be capable of. If and when Oblivion comes to PS3, there's no telling how it will look. So this is before the console was even released or showing game footage. We visited Bethesda's headquarters in Rockville, Maryland, to get the world's first glimpse at the next generation game in development. So here's the picture. It shows someone going through an Oblivion gate. Everything in the shot is a real part of the world. You can ride your horse through the forest and up to the very top of mountains in the distance. See, I showed you the horse in Oblivion Remastered. I stole it with Moonshadow, my class, which is significantly useful, especially since you can't make infinite amounts of potions. Let me zoom in a bit. Alright, during our visit, we spied on the desks of several programmers a PC-sized object draped in black cloth. Could these mysterious objects be the vaunted Xenon development kits? We weren't permitted to look, but one thing is for certain. What Bethesda is doing with Oblivion is far beyond the capabilities of current generation machines. I can't believe Game Informer decided to give up. They stopped selling their stuff at GameStop, especially with like how much like press they can't compete with IGN or with all these pro streamers. I just don't understand. If you have a name and you write for however long, how hard is that? All right, so right after Morrowind, our motto was go big, go early, and be ready for whatever Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo do next. All right, let's see if I can put in my earphone and keep talking because I'm obviously missing stream. Did I not just put my headphone in, dude? What is this? Wow. The headphone actually ran out of battery. Okay. So, right after Morrowind, our motto was go big, go early, and be ready for whatever Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo do next. Howard energetically exclaims. Work on Oblivion began almost immediately after the completion of Morrowind. If the title is anything, it's big. Oblivion will actually be a smaller game than the massive Morrowind, but Howard expects that it will be much more larger than the early next-gen generation titles. He predicts the average length of a next-gen game will shrink for two primary reasons. First, budget and schedules for games will not change much, while the enhanced graphics will require more development time. Secondly, it's a fact that statistically, gamers prefer shorter games. That was my hamburger helper, and often do not finish more involved titles. Creating one of the most expensive titles for the early days. I'm actually uploading all my notes for Old School RuneScape and RuneScape 3 quests. I have all of the notes for every quest I've ever done. Handwritten. Creating one of the most expensive titles for the early days of Next Generation is one of Bethesda's key goals. Another of its goals with Oblivion is to produce. So this is a room in the prison you escape at the beginning of your quest. Okay. Make the game as appealing as possible to mainstream gamers. Success in activities like picking locks, mixing potions, and forging armor will no longer be determined by an off-screen dice roll. Each of these activities will be a separate minigame, which can be completed through skill and luck. Of course, these games will be harder when your skill level in these areas is low and becomes easier as you increase your proficiencies. The first-person perspective of the game is another technique used to increase Oblivion's appeal to the average gamer. Like the older games in the series, a third-person option is available, but is inherently designed for the first-person view. While by no means a Twitch-based game, the action element has been ramped up. Combat will be bloody and visceral. 1 second. My bad, my mom's walking away from the room while also lowering her audio. Just unique teachings. Okay, combat will be bloody and visceral and is designed to recall the intense swordplay. Yeah, and she won't stop talking either. And she's like, holding her voice all the way up at the top. She's like deep. Okay, contrary to the RPG convention, the outcome of combat will not be decided by. She's in my room 2 floors down. The damage that you deal out will be determined by your strength, your opponent's armor, and the attack you unleash. Engaging in combat is certainly a huge part of a success. It should feel as bit as vibrant as the Middle Earth, thanks to the amazing technology fueling the future of game development. Oblivion, like the other Elder Scrolls games before it, takes place in the world of Tamriel, specifically in the Imperial province of Cyrodiil. The world of Tamriel is a beautiful place. I have the Elder Scrolls Online one as well. Light plays off of all objects realistically, from human creatures to armor. Creatures display a savage menace that is both intimidating and captivating, like the lion in the cage. But most impressive of all is something, is he talked about the Shivering Isles DLC? Because after that point, like at the last mission in Oblivion, you're in like a dreamlike world, and the Daedric armor is like in the daytime, and it's like, why is it blood? It's like the play between violence and nature and etc. Actually, you control the weather with Amalexia as well in the other game, Morrowind. While Morrowind's quest took players primarily through dark interior locations, Howard and the rest of the team at Bethesda. I mean, he also has Maroon's Dagon in it also. He's the last boss that gets defeated by Akatosh when you defeat all the people, which is why I chose easy difficulty. Harder difficulty wouldn't have made sense, and overall, like, you're just like running around and exploring. I mean, they have the guilds, right? There's like no transition between, all right, I'm in the arena, all right, I'm gilding. Like I'm seeing some Dramoras and some just absolute like just taste of like the Dramoras and their drops, which makes zero sense. Either on foot or on horseback, players can explore a huge exterior world that looks shockingly real. The trees in the Oblivion look like photos in the woods, not far from Bethesda's headquarters. There's a trick to creating a world that's huge and lifelike as this. The development tool used to make the game can be taught to do much of the work. In Oblivion, every single object in the game was built by hand. One second. In Morrowind, every single object in the game was built by hand. Artists modeled every rock, sword, barrel, yeah, and building individually. Handcrafting objects is a huge part of Oblivion's creation. It will always be necessary in game development, but much of the environments can be generated automatically by Oblivion's powerful Elder Scrolls construction set program. With this tool, artists can pick an area of the map, set parameters for what should be there, and the program will randomly populate the area according to the input. For example, an area can be designated as a forest, and the artist can select the types of trees and bushes that grow there. Intricate details such as the soil type can also be set. As many as or few parameters can be used the creator. The construction set, placed in the area, place trees, tweaked by hand by the artist. In a sense, the program helps create a world. Of course, the construction set has other applications. It could also be used to generate more complex creations. So these two women are actually the same character. Her age has been tweaked in the Elder Scrolls construction set program to demonstrate the power of the tool. These two NPC can display how faces about your character. So he's happy, he's angry. These are without a doubt the most amazing graphics console gaming world has ever seen. To generate more complex creations like characters. The world of Oblivion will be populated by 1,000 non-player characters. Yeah, I mean ESO, like I want to do like obviously the Moloch Ball quest. Now would be a good time to do team deathmatches, I think, and finish off my level 46 to 50. Because you need to be, every 5 levels, you get a new Moloch Ball quest. Like, I walked you guys to the Infinite Archives in my prior ESO upload, and I explained how to get there. I wasn't a high enough level at the time. I was like level 30, but I mean, I have a lot of time to play. I'm re-downloading Destiny 2 currently because I don't know if it's gonna have a week 3 for Act 3 of the Heresy season, but I know that last week they didn't change anything because I saw week 2 like 2 weeks ago, so like April 11th or something. Just like the foliage of the construction set could be given a set, and obviously Wednesday. No, so Wednesday I'm doing 2 Old School RuneScape quests. I'm doing Regicide, which has a catapult and a barrel that you throw at an elf in a tent, which kind of looks a little bit, reminds me of obviously Baelgrim in World of Warcraft, The War Within, where he like saves everybody from Queen, I don't know her name yet, like spider thing. So, I mean, obviously the dwarves are a huge class in Old School RuneScape as well as WoW, the Earthen. So, like, he's obviously the Titan, like, right? Or he's trying to be the Titan, but obviously you have to level and you have to grind out your level if you want to see the content. That's part of the game. You have to explore. There's a ton of enemies to defeat. You didn't even go to all the places yet. Plus, they had that thing on April 22nd, which you didn't go to, which had a delve with like 60k EXP. Like, that everyone definitely attend, probably. Just like the foliage, the construction set could be given a set of parameters to generate a random individual. The generated model can then be tweaked by hand. With a series of sliders, artists can lighten or darken a character's skin. Yeah, I walked like 3 miles today, which was easy. I had my hat on backwards to cover my neck, and overall, my opinion of people, it just, they don't know anything. Like, they've never known anything. I'm not ninja, okay? I don't ever claim to be ninja, okay? All right. But they literally walk into the sun. So I don't know if like America's just a meme or or what? Like, whatever. Okay. Not only does the construction set program make things simpler for the artists at Bethesda, it would also help players make their world their own. The program is like, and even after like how strong of a summer that was it? Was it that strong? Nobody confirmed with me, so there's no way to know. I was running a lot. I hit 40 miles in April 2023. You don't even know. Like, that was insane. Okay. Like, you saw my dark cloud. Um, it's still like still going on. My RE1 was just as bad. Because you didn't even know what I was playing at the time. I was playing Remnant 2. I was playing some other game I don't have a memory for. That RE1 was ridiculous. And the Cold War quest has an umbrella on the kayak that you take to the area. So the Cold War has an entire series with the penguins. So you don't have any requirements to do the first mission. So it's like, oh well, I don't feel like editing RS3. I don't know how to use the quest helper in OSRS. Well, that's the whole point. Okay, nobody watches. However, Bethesda hopes to provide downloadable content for all versions. The construction set, which is responsible for what Bethesda calls procedural world building, is one of the tools the company is using to create the vast world of Cyrodiil. However, the lush look of the virtual realm is thanks to several other vibrating canisters that someone just did at exactly the opposite frequency of me speaking. Okay. Let's say for this example that the area is a dungeon. The basic shape is modeled out of polygons. The walls, floor, and ceiling are created, including any major changes in shape like a pillar sticking out of a wall. Then a series of tools called pixel shaders are used to add layers of detail. So, you know, like this Friday, this most recent Friday, we had low oxygen. Okay, in my opinion. My third floor was good. My basement was good. I was somewhere else. But I read about a tractor trailer pile up on the turnpike, and I was just on the turnpike like 2 weeks ago in the rain, and they had like sprinkling rain behind all the tires and shit for like an hour or two. That was nerve wracking. And then I was constipated at that time, or I was like the third time, but I took that thing in my YouTube short, um, Nature's Bounty probiotic. So besides knowing that name, obviously, what else? Oh yeah. They had like another like car fire near Newark Airport, and they had to turn around from Newark. They were heading to LA, and they turned around. So look how efficient they are. I called the cops. I was like, "Yo, the oxygen's low." So obviously they wouldn't tell anybody, and I have zero sway anyway. They just hang up because they're women. Then a series of tools called pixel shaders are used to add layers of detail. The layers they create are called maps. But like, come on, dude. Like, where are you driving that you're getting into ridiculous accidents like that at the same time as that? There's no way they do this shit on purpose. Like, I see people driving like right next to buses, and it's like, bro, where are you going? Where do you get this gas? And why are you gaming right now? They're like on BR Tower 3 in my fucking backyard. And I ran here for a decade. These people did not exist, like at all. Like I go running now, I'm like, I used to look forward to 90-degree days. Now it's much different, but I still get the jogs in. Okay. Series of tools called pixel shaders are used to. Okay. The color set by the diffuse map is moved by the parallax map to coincide with the textured surface. Several more layers are added before the dungeon is finished. A normal map sets lighting info. It dictates how light reflects off all the dungeon wall from every angle. Specular highlighting determines how shiny a surface looks. The wet look of the dungeon and walls are a result of this technique. Lighting is further augmented by a rendering process. Yeah, I'm jealous of the 5090 people here. The 2080 Super is a little bit less, in my opinion. I do have a little bit of lag or whatever, and I wish that they would be able to actually design for each of the chips. I mean, if they're released every year, then get what the build is for each of the years and apply it. I don't. You're talking about layers here. I, I don't know. I agree. I should have to work for the the Daedric armor, right? And there's a ton of series. Like Assassin's Creed had the, I'm not like Assassin's Creed had the Atlantis DLC. Like I'm missing the ESO Clockwork City, uh, the Oblivion, Atlantis. I saw Throne and Liberty was updating stuff, but that looked dumb. But I didn't get through level 50. I got to level 30 for the Chimera, which is the lion snake. But how are they making such like a good looking goblin game as Amazon Studios? Which is, I mean, this looks good too. But I mean, the goblins in Throne and Liberty. I mean, you know, like the goblins in this were just in a cave. Like, why are you throwing away so much story in some random? Like, oh, it's like, okay, now what do I do? Like what? Like you just saw Dark Souls. It had one path. Like, where's the boss? Okay, it's like, okay, I know that the armor looks sick, but like, where's the boss? Like, but obviously everyone likes like freeform games, like how you get to choose like where you're going and like, do you want to be a thief? Like, then they don't even know about the guilds. It's like, oh, well, you killed someone, so you're in Dark Brotherhood. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, I already skipped that in my playthrough. It's like what are you, what are you even doing, dude? It's like, the way and they have like the other games too. It's like every single time, it's like, bro, show some highlights from the other games. Like, I know you have YouTube and you can pull that shit up, right? Like, are you that like scared to lose in the competition to obviously the best Twitch streamer on the platform? Like, it's not even a question. Use YouTube. Like, it's annoying. I scroll through YouTube on my subscriptions, and I'm like, the only person who posts on YouTube is like old school RuneScape. Okay, the only person who posts on YouTube is old school RuneScape and Moist. And I saw Protox. He was looking for like the 12 golden eggs on the Easter 2025 and RS3, and he changed the highlight for all the objects to be like predator visioned. And it's just like you don't get anything. I'm already level 99. I missed Christmas 2024 on both games, sadly, but that's fine. I saw the 12th anniversary with the demon getting his cupcakes in that same room, so they did have really nice trees, though. Very big shame, but I did do Christmas 2022, 2023. So, I mean, Destiny 2 was like so good. I mean, yeah, Oblivion looks good. Like the worlds look good, but the way the gun bounces in Destiny 2, I mean, the Choir of One. Yo, I ordered a Steam card for $20 for $40 from eBay, and this dude didn't send it to me, and he was hesitant to send me the code to download it. These shots demonstrate the effects that are used to create Oblivion's lush look. Parallax mapping makes the bricks pop out. Specular height. Who cares about all this shit, dude? Nobody cares about this. As graphics get more powerful and artistic, the nature of things increases. Pretty cool. It looks like where I graduated. City on a mission to kill the Emperor of Tamriel. The Emperor's guards decide to evacuate him to a secret tunnel that leads to the prison. As it runs straight through your cell. As the guards appear in your cell with the Emperor, they warn you to stay back and not to follow as they open the steel door. However, the pursuing assassin kills the guard, so you pick up his gear and make your escape. Run along with the Emperor, the assassin kills off the guards and shoot the last man standing with him. While you help him escape the prison, he is mortally wounded by the assassin. I had no idea he was actually assassinated. Alright. Before dying, he hands you an item called the Amulet of Kings and instructs you to find him and close shut the marble jaws of Oblivion. Yeah, see, that's something I get behind. Oblivion, in simple terms, is hell. The death of the Emperor weakens the magic that prevents the foul beasts of Oblivion from... Oh, marble's not cool? Okay, whatever, fuck you. But with his death, portals from Oblivion begin to open, allowing demons to enter the world. Your task, as appointed by the Emperor, is to find the one person who can close the gates to Oblivion and save Tamriel from destruction. While the central quest in this game is clearly defined, there is much more to it than its basic premise. Yeah, there's literally a wooden condo like on the first floor. It was only 20K more. Like what state are you even in, bro? Like you're gonna pretend that you are a person in a different state? Like those scholarships are so trash, dude. First, oh, whatever. I'm fine. All right. Much of the game focuses on how well your character grows as a person, as well as your relationship with the person you are tasked to find. The central character can be heroic or evil, as the player sees fit. The main quest, yo, Steam VR, straight up, like that shit needs to fucking like get kicked down the stairs, like a dresser in Scary Movie 1, or the one that makes fun of it, which is Scary Movie 1. Okay. The Elder Scrolls games are about freedom, and Oblivion takes freedom to a whole new level. Compared to Morrowind, it's night and day, says Howard, not in terms of visuals, but how it plays. These candles demonstrate high dynamic range shading, a technique that used to result in the most realistic lighting ever. Okay. This view could be changed to third person so you can appreciate the beauty of the character model. Yeah, the statues look so much better now. Oblivion, in simple terms, is hell. The death of the Emperor weakens the magic that prevented the foul beasts of Oblivion from entering the world of Tamriel. This creature is a Daedroth, one of the monsters from Oblivion that invades Tamriel. Oh, this is the last one. Beyond Oblivion, the Fallout franchise goes next gen. Okay, last month it was announced that Bethesda had acquired the Fallout license from Interplay. And the company has confirmed that Fallout 3 will follow the Elder Scrolls 4 as the next generation title. Yeah, I saw someone playing Fallout, and he was talking to like the little radio robot, and there was Mars everywhere with like sandstorms and stuff. I never got into Fallout. My friend liked Fallout, and I mean, I never introduced him to Oblivion, to be honest. I mostly played it while I was down the shore on vacation where I didn't have internet, and I loved achievement hunting. I never talked with prior games with other people, including GBA, unless they happened to have sleepovers while I was playing it. Otherwise, I did not talk about any of my games. Okay? You're either inviting me to sleepover or you're not hearing about the game. That's just how I was. Attacks will be mapped to the right trigger, and I don't watch your movies. Like if you talk about Hereditary, like I heard today, like some dude he was talking about like Hereditary and shit. And I was like, oh, that's mad funny because like that's like I still didn't watch that shit. Hitting the trigger activates basic swipes. Blah 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 blah. Of course, any fantasy game worth its salt has to include magic as well. Features 6 different mystic schools, destruction, restoration. Yeah, so my restoration, I already got like the healing spell, which is good. Mysticism, I hope I didn't make that a major skill since I assumed that the cheating with potions would work, but maybe the other way that used to work on the Xbox 360 works, where you use a bow and arrow and you shoot an arrow up in the air and then you drop an item, uh, like as the bow is shooting or something like that. They removed that from YouTube and they switched it with the scrolls method, which doesn't work. Should you join a different sect each time you play, you'll have completely different experience. Yeah, it's true. The guilds, I mean, I'm doing the Fighters Guild. So it's like you just gotta do the guild. I mean, Frostcry Spire has all of the mage guilds in it. And obviously you need to get bring frost salts there from one of the mages guild, probably Anvil on the second floor on the shelf, and then you get the frost atronach summon. Or you could get the fire salts and get the flame atronach with the like flame lady. Howard vehemently disagrees with the notion that the increased emphasis on the next generation will place on graphics will have an unintentionally detrimental effect. While graphics will be closer than ever to being truly photorealistic, we will never see games that look exactly like the real world. That would be boring. While obviously highly detailed, Oblivion is intended to look like a fantasy painting. Realistic, but just a tinge off. Oh yeah, so I saw in Shaden Hall, Tivela, Tivela, she assigns you a brush with death quest where you go into a painting and fight trolls, which is funny because obviously Skyrim, you have to fight the trolls to get to the third or second dragon. And I mean, at that one spot, I found all those potions from the thieves and stuff, and then that was definitely very useful for when I fought my rack, right? Because I needed to fight those trolls, and I leveled up a bunch, and I bought way more potions from that potion vendor at that one town. My playthrough was exactly what you need to do, which is good because Morrowind I had to replay the first 8 hours just to just to sum everything up really quickly. You can ride to speed your travel like after I did the Tribunal DLC and all of the Daedric armor. Like I showed the Daedric armor, so Bethesda Softworks is pioneering the future of gaming. Okay, that's basically it. Okay, logging off.